Hi folks, it's Farmer Tom here. It's the 2nd of February and it's the second day of our Cheese a Day challenge, and having tasted a delicious Irish cheese yesterday, I've popped into my office, which is also the laundry, which is also my hidey hole, because we're going to be making a Zoom call. We're going to be doing a virtual tasting with a Welsh dairy farmer today. And why have I picked today to invite my friend Abby to do a tasting with us? Well, we'll be tasting a Welsh cheese and I'm going to need a little bit of help with the pronunciation. Abby Reader, thank you for joining me on this virtual co-tasting, whatever it is. I don't think we've ever done anything like this before, so we're breaking new ground. But welcome.
Thank you, Tom. I'm very excited about this.
An English farmer and a Welsh farmer getting together to taste cheese number 2. Before we get on to that, Abby, why don't you tell us a little bit about your farm, a little bit about you?
Okay, I am a dairy farmer from just outside Cardiff, so that's in South Wales. I'm milking 200 cows with my parents, and I'm a third-generation farmer on both sides of the family. So I think that's important to point out. Both sets of grandparents have been farming as well.
Now, you are Abby Reader, but also you are Abby Reader MBE, which I'm really excited by. I know an MBE, and it's for services to agriculture. There's lots of things you do, Abby. You're one of those great people. Abby, tell us about Cows on Tour. What's that all about?
Cows on Tour. It is a voluntary initiative by people within the agricultural industry, so not just farmers. We will go into a school, take it over for the whole day, and talk to youngsters about food and farming. We have a lot of fun. We take animals, we take food, we take equipment like tractors, and yeah, it's a blast.
Fantastic. So you literally are taking a cow into a school?
Yep, that's right. I will walk a live cow through the playground. We'll do all sorts of activities throughout the day, batter making, talking about where meat comes from, etc. And then the final sort of thing right at the end of the day is to milk that cow in front of all the kids.
They must think it's just the best thing ever.
Do you know, it's incredible because we put the cluster onto the cow and the milk starts to come down and all the kids are gathered around and they can see it, and you can, they're supposed to be sat down. And you can see them sort of going to get up and they're thinking, oh no, I must sit down. And then thinking, no, I want to get up and see this. And yeah, you get such a high from it. These are our customers for the future. I want to know what they want and I want them to know who I am. And every time they go into a shop and they see British food on the shelf, I want them to have confidence to pick it up. So initiatives like Farmer Time, so important. Open Farm Sunday, another one, really important.
I noticed earlier I've got my
way.
and Abby, you are. I did a bit of reading up on you. You managed to sneak in without telling me that you were Dairy Ambassador of the Year last year. So well done for that. That's brilliant. I tell you what you're great at, and that's not shying away from the hardships of farming. And you talk a lot on your social media channels about your journey with TB, with bovine TB. That must be pretty tough. Tell us about that.
Yep. We went down with TB. It was the first experience that I had of TB managing the herd. We went down with TB about 18 months ago. We lost 13 cows during that time. And yeah, it in all honesty, it broke my heart. It did so many things to the farm, to the staff. We became overcrowded because we couldn't sell calves that we rely on selling. We lost lots of animals that are important to us. I mean, the one behind me, Pepsi, who happens to be in the photo, she's still with me. But every time a test came along, you'd be thinking, who are they going to take today? So TB changed me. It took a part of my soul, and whether that will come back, I don't know. But it was a nasty journey, and I hope that we'll get out of it soon.
Oh, here. I mean, and hats off to you for just taking us along with that journey. It was humbling and amazing that you were able to let us in. So thank you for that. And of course, that's mirrored across the UK with farmers who are struggling with that blight. So I can see why you're Dairy Ambassador of the Year and all the other accolades that you have. But of course, that's no recompense for the loss of stock and all the other hardship that goes along with that. So yeah, and you do have your favourites though, Abby, don't you? Do you now Marjorie pops up a fair bit.
To have favourites, okay.
But tell me about Marjorie, because I think I've seen Marjorie popping up a fair bit.
Yeah, so Marjorie is the oldest cow in the herd. she and I started on the farm at the same time. So I was born on the farm. When I actually came to work here officially after university, Marjorie was one of the animals that came through with me, and in many ways I made all my mistakes with Marjorie. She's got more lives than a cat. You name it, she's been through it. She's taught me so much, and she caught a very nasty I suppose infection when we had Beast of the East, and we had to buy in some food, which we've never done before, and we lost 11 animals that year due to nutritional issues, and she was the only one that survived. And I thought, you are never leaving this farm, because you survived and you made me survive, because that was another dark time in farming. And I suppose we have a lot of dark times and we need things to get us through. Marjorie does that for me.
For all the heartbreak of the TB story, it's heartwarming to see you and Marjorie, or you and one of your other ladies, just kind of shooting the breeze, passing the time of day.
There's plenty of good times, and our friends, there's a friend there. Our friends carry us through them. So, yes, farmers have dark times, but being a livestock farmer particularly, it's a privilege. And doing what I do is amazing.
For all the hardship there is in farming, there's a lot kind of birthed from that. So there's a great story to tell, and you do it so well.
As do you.
Abby, we've got cheese number 2. No one knows what it is yet, or certainly the people who haven't opened that little envelope, they don't know what it is yet. Why don't you let us in on it? Because I've brought you here as my Welsh pronunciation specialist. No pressure.
Yeah, my first secret, although I'm Welsh, I don't actually speak Welsh. So in my corner of the world, wasn't taught so much when I was at school. However, I will do my best, and I hope that I don't offend the proper Welsh speakers out there. So this is Golden Kenarth cheese. Okay, it's actually from a little place in West Wales called Kenarth, and it's a stunning place. If anybody's visiting Wales, I used to go there when I was little, and it's got a falls running through the village and a lovely humpback bridge and lots of little tea shops. So fantastic. It is from a cheese making company called Cows Kenarth. Now that's not spelled C-O-W-S, that's C-A-W-S, Cows Kenarth. And they are an artisan cheesemaker. And they did some serious work for the cheese industry when we hit the pandemic. So, I'm impressed to be doing this. So this is a rind washed cheese. It has been soaked in cider. It is semi-soft. And it's got a slightly nutty flavour, so that's quite interesting. And I'm very much looking forward to tasting this British cheese.
Fantastic. Well, let's get it open. What's your nose like, Abby?
Well, it's got, considering that it says it's got a mild taste, it's got a very good smell to it. I can sort of smell it around the room. And what I love is actually it's, you can see how soft that is. That looks amazing.
That's a great little bit of insight. I shall do that in future and appear like I know more about cheese than I really do.
I also love the colour. It doesn't seem like it shows it up there, but it is it is golden, isn't it? Okay.
Now, how are you pairing this, Abby? Because I follow in your footsteps. I'm just going the naked cheese, but you may have a pairing.
No. I'm going to go with the butter.
Oh.
It was also sent with the pack. And obviously we're here to taste cheese, but I do like butter a lot.
Oh.
So I will put a healthy little serving on my oat cake, by the way.
Oh, see now I've left my butter across there in the fridge. Oh man, I should be better prepared.
See, if you came to Wales a bit more, you'd understand.
Well, let's get in there. Me with my unaccompanied cheese, and you with the full deal. I'd say it's more semi-hard than semi-soft.
Gosh, that's superb. That is a really creamy taste. Superb creamy taste, actually.
It's got a kind of it's not quite a caramelly flavour, but there's that kind of, when it says nutty, it's definitely there.
Yeah, it's not, you know, if you're not keen on nuts, I don't think you'd need to worry about that. It's quite a nice little complementary flavor there.
Yeah, and it's got some maturity to it. It's not I mean, it's certainly not flavorless, but it's not. I mean, it says a mild taste, but I think it develops. It's very tasty.
I would say if you like, if you were a particular fan of brie, which I am, it's comparable in the texture and everything. There's just something a lot richer about it. There's definitely a lot of cream in there. You know, a lot of that deep flavor.
And I'm, as a total layman, it's like there's a little bit of crunch in the rind as well, like a very delicate crunch. I don't think it's a filling that I've lost. I think it's just a very, very delicate crunch, which I quite like. I like that kind of texture as well.
It does say in the guidelines you can cook it. And I have to say, I think if you heated that up, that would make an amazing dip.
Oh, wouldn't it? I mean, so if maybe like me, you've only had a couple of slithers at this point on Tuesday lunchtime, maybe Tuesday evening. It does say actually with a beer accompaniment, and now that's a great early week accompaniment. You don't want to go straight into the spirits or perhaps even cracking open a whole bottle of wine, but a beer on a Tuesday evening, I can see that would work really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Or maybe even a cider wash.
I hear you, sister.
Yeah, get yourself a local cider.
Do you have a local cider that you could recommend?
There's a farmer who farms, probably about 4 miles down the road from here, and their family is linked to a cider brewery called Thomas Watkins. So they do a very nice drink. We also have the famous Kate Bevan, who's up in Monmouth. She does a lot of cider. So,
does she? I bet she does the minx.
Yeah, I know. It shows.
We may have to embark on a cider tour once we've done with this cheese tour.
Fantastic. A cider a day.
Oh, cider a day. Cider a day. Yeah, I could easily do that, and it would be part of your 5 a day anyway. So it's it's that's a dream come true. Abby, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you for the pronunciation. Thank you for the accompaniment. And thanks for just giving us a little bit of your story as well. It's been fascinating to have you along with us on day 2 of our Cheese a Day challenge.
Yeah, no, thank you, Tom. And I had this prepared just to say cheers, everyone.
Cheers.